Alright, hello everyone, and I am going to be doing a review today of the 8.8 cm Pack 43 Jagdtiger, Tier 8 Premium Tank Destroyer, based on the Jagdtiger. And we'll start off with the health. 1,300 health for a Tier 8 Tank Destroyer is very high. The only highest is the only one higher than the Jagdtiger 88 um, at tier 8 will be either the British or one of the regular tank destroyers, German tank destroyers rather. So let's actually have a look. Here we are. So tier 8 TDs, you've got Rahmendoppelzeit Waffenträger with 1,100. Jagdpanther 2 is, I think, oh no, Jagdpanzer 2 is 1,150. What about 30? 1,200. So it's got the highest out of the regular German tank destroyers. What about the British? I think the AT-15 has got 1,450. Yeah, 1,450. So the AT-15 has got 150 more health than a German. Let's just have a look at the French. I don't think the French are going to be. What am I looking at that for? On this one. 1,000 health, so that's pretty low. Pretty low, France. Don't know why I'm looking at the Chinese. They don't have any tank destroyers. Let's see, what have we got here? We've got SU-101 and ISU 152 rather. So 1,100, 1,010 rather for the ISU 152. Ooh, 990 for the SU 101. Ooh. Yeah, but let's just look at America. America quickly. America, what TDs do you have? T28 prototype. 1,150. So yeah, it's second on health for tier 8 tank destroyers, and that is a lot of health for a tank destroyer at tier 8. You will survive lots and lots of hits. Also, it has got exactly the same, statistically, exactly the same armor as the tier 9 Jagdtiger. So let's just get up Jagdtiger 88 and vehicle stats of the Jagdtiger. So let me see. Hull armor 250, 80, 80 for the actual Jagdtiger. Jagdtiger 88, 250, 80, 80. So yeah, it's got exactly the same armor as the regular Jagdtiger. The only difference is the Jagdtiger's got a 128 and this has only got the 88, but the 88 is still a very good gun. At least especially the one that's on the Jagdtiger 88. That is a very good 88mm gun. It is worse than a fully upgraded Jagdtiger, but better than a stock Jagdtiger, because it's 70.18 tons, so it's a very weighty machine, the 88 Jagdtiger. Let's just actually keep up the regular Jagdtiger stats. There you go. Yeah, there you go. So there's the regular Jagdtiger stats. So the regular Jagdtiger weighs 4 tons more than the 88 Jagdtiger, probably because of the gun and various other aspects. The stock Jagdtiger has got 650 horsepower engine, and 700 for the actual Jagdtiger 88. However, with the fully upgraded engine on the Jagdtiger, it has got 700 horsepower engine, so it's got the same engine power as a fully upgraded Jagdtiger, the Jagdtiger 88. It has a 38 km per hour top speed of the actual Jagdtiger. The 88 is slower with only 28 km an hour top speed, and it only has 22 degrees per second reverse speed. The Jagdtiger has got 24. Don't know if it actually goes up with the upgraded tracks. Probably. 26 degrees per second, yeah. So 26 degrees per second for an upgraded Jagdtiger, 22 degrees per second for a 88 Jagdtiger. So it's got the same engine power, it weighs slightly less but goes slower and has a slower traverse right now. The hull armor for the 88 Jagdtiger is 250. It says at the front, but 250 is really the front plate here for the actual box, the crew compartment up the top where the main gun is mounted. That is 250. You will not penetrate that with probably anything. Not at tier 9 at least. And especially not at tier 8, because this tank does get premium matchmaking. So Wargaming will probably remove it in the near future, because that's what they're doing. They're currently removing every single premium tank, bit by bit, that has premium matchmaking. So yeah, the 88 Jagdtiger will get removed in the near future, probably, from Wargaming. So buy it now whilst you have the chance. Also, the cost of this, by the way, is 10,000 gold. Yeah, that's how much I got it for. You can always get it cheaper when they do like special deals and stuff. So there you go. So 10,000 of your precious gold for the 88 Jagdtiger. Now, hull armor. The front here is statistically the same as a Tiger 2. So if you were to take the Tiger 2's hull, which is where are you, Tiger 2? There you are. No, don't want to do that. We want to go here, vehicle details. So 150 is the hull armor for the front of the hull of the Jagdtiger. I thought it was 150. So this bit here with the machine gun port here, that is 150. You also have got the same weakness as the Tiger 2 and the tier 9 Jagdtiger of the low glacis, which is thinner on pretty much every single tank ever produced or made in the game ever. So if you have already driven the Jagdtiger or the Tiger 2 and you know how to cover that up, exactly the same with the 88 Jagdtiger. Now, you can't really compare the guns of the Jagdtiger and the Jagdtiger 88, because the Jagdtiger has got a 128 gun for your Jagdtiger. Here you go, here's the top gun. So, it has 276 penetration with 560 average damage and a 5.26 rate of fire with 0.33 accuracy, so it's highly accurate, and 2.3 second aiming time, which isn't bad. So it's a good 128 gun for the Jagdtiger, because the Germans were always about rate of fire than alpha damage, and that's the same as this gun, the 88 Pak 43 slash L70, or well, L/71. It has a 11.11 rate of fire rounds per minute. It has 203 millimeters of penetration, which is very good. It will get you through everything probably at tier 8 and most of tier 9. It does only have 240 average damage. However, by using gun rammer, and also if you had, brothers in arms and all that, then you will get that down even lower. You'll get it down to about the same as a 17 pounder, is what I like comparing this to in aspect of rate of fire. It's basically a 17 pounder but with double the average damage and better penetration. That's really what I compare it to. Because this gun is all about being highly accurate with a 0.31 accuracy, which is probably makes it one of the most accurate guns in the game. And it also has a 2-second aiming time, which is very good, especially for a gun at higher tiers. It's very, very accurate with a good aiming time and a good rate of fire, which means that even though it doesn't have the alpha damage or perhaps even the penetration perhaps to get through some of the higher armored, the better armored tier 9s and in some assets probably tier 8, you will at least be able to snipe their weak spots from a long distance, because that is really what this gun is. It's a long distance gun. And so if you can get yourself hulled down, you will be a very difficult tank to remove from the game. And you'll be a constant pain in the enemy team's side, because you can just hull down. Himmelsdorf is a good example, because you can just hide this whole bit here, which is only 150 thick, and your lower glacis behind the wreckage of a building, just have this box which is 250 millimeters thick, which means that nothing's going to get through that. You will bounce and not penetrate off of your box for years to come, and you can just set to work with your deadly accurate, like laser-like accuracy of your 88mm gun. You can just pick them off at your pleasing. So it's a very, very good gun, this 88. And with my 100% crew plus gun rammer, I have got the rate of fire down to 4.66. And if I quickly go to the TOG, I think my TOG. No, not the Firefly. Not the Firefly. 4.31 actual gun reload time for my TOG. I am getting Brothers in Arms, though, I think, for my TOG. Yeah, these 4 have got Brothers in Arms. These last 2 will get Brothers in Arms. So yeah, it's like a 17-pounder with better penetration, probably slightly higher accuracy, and double the alpha damage. Now, the gun traverse speed is 26 degrees per second, but you don't have a very good cone of arc. It's about here to about here, which isn't very good. You will have to turn the tank more so than you would probably like to. But because you are a Jagdtiger, if you angle your armor carefully to about here, something like that. I remember seeing this in a Jingles video. And your armor angled like this, then this side armor, which is only, of course, 80mm thick, don't forget, the side and rear can be penetrated by anything because it's only 80mm thick. So if you angle to about there or something it was, then you will be bouncing shots because your gun traverse is to about here. So if you angle it to just about here, so your gun's pointing slightly off in the wrong direction, you will bounce a lot of the shots which are coming from your side. Also, it will also increase the effective thickness of your 150mm front plate here. So yeah, if you angle your Jagdtiger carefully, you will stay alive for a lot longer than the enemy team will want you to be alive, and you will be a considerable pain in the neck for the enemy team. Your view range is 390mm, which I don't have another tier 8 to compare it to, but it's standard, I would expect. Why am I going to the barracks? I don't want to do that. I want to go to Tech Tree. Not service record. There you go, Tech Tree. Finally, right. So Ferdinand has got 370. Was the Jagdtiger? I don't know, but wait, was that it? 390. There you go. 360. Ramator Borzig, 360 again. 80. What about the 8015? 370. So it's got probably one of the best view ranges out of all of the tier 8. Sorry, out of all of the tier 8 tank destroyers. So you will be able to spot stuff fairly well. So you can sort of go out on your own. I have fitted coated optics. I would also fit where is it? Binocular telescope as well if I had another slot, but I don't. Instead I've put toolbox to speed up the repair. And a 710 signal range, which is, that's fairly good. Now, as for your equipment, talking of equipment and toolboxes, or in fact, actually, let's just sum up the Jagdtiger 88 quickly first. So it's got the most health. It's lighter than the tier 9 Jagdtiger, but it's still a very, very weighty machine. It's not that powerful of an engine for a tank of that weight. 70 tons with only a 700 horsepower engine is not that good. So you do have a low top speed, and you don't have a very good traverse speed. So mediums and lights, and to probably a certain extent some of the more maneuverable heavies will be able to do circle strategy around you fairly easily because you're only got 22 degrees per second traverse speed. Let me just have a look. Yeah, still. Alright, sorry, that was just for me. You do have very strong frontal armor with 250, so if you can get yourself hull down, cover up that lower glacis, and to some extent probably try and cover this thing up. You will bounce shot, so it's very strong from the front, and with angling from the side, it's also very strong there. It has a fantastic gun with good penetration and accuracy and a good rate of fire. But it's slightly lacking in the traverse speed or the actual traverse range of the gun. You have decent view range and a decent signal range. So it's a very good tank. It does of course have its weaknesses, being up here. These things. This is really its only weakness: the top speed, traverse speed, and the engine power. That is pretty much the Jagdtiger's only weakness. Plus it being a pretty large thing. Let me just compare, because here's the AT-15A Tier 7. There's the AT-15A, and that's slightly smaller, and that is basically a mini tortoise. And so, yeah, it's a very large machine. So you're not going to. So your camo efficiency isn't very good. I think I have the camo efficiency here. 11, 6.4, 6.2%. Don't know what that means. 11 is probably stationary. 6.4 is probably like, I don't know, turning or something. 2.4 is probably like firing and moving. Yes, now equipment fit. I delayed on this. Large caliber gun round is going to be godlike for your 88. Just to keep that thing moving, keep it, firing, and keep that damage coming. Camonet and binocular telescope plus coated optics, all very good things to have. It is, after all, a tank destroyer, so anything which helps it keep hidden and spot its own targets is going to be very useful. So these three things are probably the best thing that you'll probably want to have, plus the gun round. Gun lane drive, don't really need it because it's only a 2-second aiming time. That would just be wasted, really. Enhanced suspension, well, you don't want to be detract in a fixed gun machine, so not a bad idea, seeing as you are a tank destroyer. Tanks filled with CO2, I never really get the idea of that. It stops you going on fire, I know that much, but I don't really see why you'd really want to have fuel tanks. So yeah, and after all, it is 500,000 credits. Large caliber gun rammer. I always love having that. Toolbox, I also always love having the toolbox as well because just speed up that repair, so you can self-repair and not have to keep using these things all the time. Wet Amarak, you can get your Amarak damaged fairly easily because the Amarak is stationed pretty much here and here on the side, so your Amarak does get damaged fairly easily. So not a bad idea to have the wet Amarak. Improved vents, also not a bad idea because you do have a very good rate of fire already, even without any of this stuff. So improve vents, get all the stats down. Get to your top speed quicker, your traverse speed better. Definitely improve vents would not be a bad choice. Super heavy spall liner, possibly. Your side and rear armor won't really benefit from it that much because it is only 80mm. So even with it, it will not be that useful. But from the front, certainly, it will add to a great deal. So possibly, that's a possible. Now, as for the stats of the crew, well, not the stats of the crew, but the skills and perks of the crew. How much? You'll get it up to 53. Oh, that's not bad. Sorry, I'm just looking at the new increase thing that they've added there to increase your skills. Well, because you are of course a tank destroyer, and tank destroyers always love to stay hidden, so Sixth Sense is always going to be useful just to know when you've been spotted and when you should relocate. I am also going with what's this one? Eagle Eye, so that I know what criticals have been what criticals I've done, because you are a very laser-like accuracy tank destroyer. So having Eagle Eye is useful to see what damage, what you've hit, and so if you've damaged the Amarak, then keep aiming where you damaged the Amarak, and you'll then detonate the Amarak, of course. Recon is not a bad choice, because anything to get your view range up is always going to be useful. Camouflage, you are a tank destroyer, people always like having a full camouflage crew, so yeah, not a bad idea for him. You got your other common stuff. You've also got Mentor and Jack of all trades. I don't really understand the Mentor. I think it's really a waste of a crew skill. And Jack of all trades is going to be useful. Keep your gun, keep your reload. So even when you do have one, injured loader, your reload time will not go down as much as it would if you didn't have Jack of all trades. So yeah, that's a good idea. Like I've been saying, you are a very accurate tank destroyer. So Deadeye, definitely, you'll be getting all those criticals as you hit all the weak spots and do all the critical damages. So yeah, Deadeye probably going to be even more useful on this tank. Armourer, I never usually go Armourer, but because the accuracy of this tank is really what keeps it in the game, therefore Armourer is going to be a very, very useful thing for this gun. Snapshot, you don't really have a turret. Don't bother with that. Designate target, possibly. You may want that. Camouflage as well, like I keep saying, the common stuff, going to be useful. Driver, you definitely want to have clutch braking, because that increases the traverse speed. And seeing as you only have 22 degrees per second traverse speed, then yeah, that will be very useful, clutch braking. I am also going with off-road driving, just so that you can keep up your 28 kilometers an hour speed limit over soft and medium, moderately soft terrain. So yeah, that'll be useful. Anything of this? Maybe smooth ride. You never know. It is fairly accurate, and you don't go that fast. So smooth ride, yeah, possibly. Preventive maintenance, if you keep getting set on fire, like you keep making yourself get set on fire. Controlled impact, you're never going to ram anything in a Jagdtiger. Any ramming damage that you do is probably going to be from somebody else ramming you. So yeah, that's that. Radio operator. Well, situational awareness, again, the view range, because I don't understand really anything of what to do for a radio operator. I suppose I've got brothers in arms because I just couldn't think of anything else. Signal boosting, relay, possibly. You do have a very good radio range, so yep, those two things might not be a bad idea. Call for vengeance, maybe. Common stuff, if you can't think of anything. Call for vengeance, if you have people around you or near you, then yes, that will be useful. Now, loaders. You do have two loaders, which sort of limits what you can do for both your loaders, because a lot of the loader things only really work on one. You can train both of the loaders in, say, safe stowage, or so you can train both your loaders with safe stowage. However, safe stowage will only count on whoever has the highest percentage. So by the time they both get to 100%, only one of them will be benefiting from the safe stowage. The other guy, that will just be a wasted skill. So for my first loader, I went with repairs, because I couldn't really think of anything else. Safe stowage is going to be useful in this tank destroyer, because, like I said, my Amarex certainly seems to get damaged easier than other tanks that I have. So yeah, safe stowage is useful. Intuition, you shouldn't really need to carry any APCR, to be honest, because you do have very good penetration with your regular AP. You may bounce off some higher tier 9s, but yeah, you don't really need to carry that much APCR. So intuition not really going to be useful unless you're just a gold spammer and you just spam gold because you can. Adrenaline rush, useful on any tank, just because it speeds up the load time if your vehicle has less than 10% of your hit points. So in this tank it would be about 130 health, and then that would start to kick in. And for a mouse it would be when you have 300 health. So yeah, Adrenaline Rush is going to be useful on certainly higher tier vehicles, because you'll still be able to take a couple of hits whilst still benefiting from Adrenaline Rush. And then of course all your regular stuff. Now for my last loader, I went with Adrenaline Rush, and then I've also gone with Camouflage. I will then probably go Brother in Arms. But yeah, I just talked over the loader stuff, so all you've got left really are the regular skills and perks. So overall, it is a strong Tank Destroyer, with there is mostly good points for me. I think the bad points, and you will notice when you drive this tank, you will notice that the bad points are the engine power, top speed, and traverse speed. But that is really the only bad thing about it. It is large, of course, so it's not going to be very easy to hide yourself and stay hidden. But you do have a fantastic gun. You have decent view range. You have decent signal range, so you'll be able to shoot at tanks that are like way away, that you can't see in your own view range. But because the friendlies on your team are lighting them up, you'll still be able to see them because of your signal range. So yeah, it's definitely worth the 10,000 gold that you pay for it, or about £26 if you buy it from the premium shop. I think is what it is. I'm not sure. Or I don't know. Actually, I don't actually know how much it is in the premium shop. It's probably something like £26. I don't know. But yes, it's a very strong tank destroyer, and it is a very worthwhile member of any team, because it's got strong armor from the front, a dangerous gun, and lots of help. So, well, thank you for watching this review of the Jagdtiger 88, and goodbye.